Hey rockers, thanks for coming back for another true rock and roll tale. Tonight we're going to talk about ZZ Top and meeting Billy Gibbons and Elwood Francis from ZZ Top. Kind of a quick story, and it's one that really starts back in 1975 when this album right there, Fandango, was released in 1975. It blew my mind. It was like my first favorite hard rock record. Yep, I mean, I had heard Deep Purple and all the good bands that were heavy and Sabbath and whatnot, but not to the degree that I listened to this record so much. Really, side A is a live album side, and side B is all studio tracks, which were new at the time in 1975. Skip ahead a couple more years, maybe when I'm about 11, 12, 13 years old. I would go home from school because I lived just a bit, maybe 2 houses away from the actual school, and I could cut through a little trail and be home in like 2 minutes from school. So I would get home first, open the front door, crank on my mom's stereo that was in the living room, and put on this album all the time after school, and I would crank it up because my mom would be working, and I would rock out to Fandango, which is really a killer album. If you guys like hard rock and stuff like that, you got to check out Fandango. There's a lot more to that album than hard rock, obviously, but that live side is just killer. Jailhouse, Thunderbird, Jailhouse meaning Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock. But yeah, it's a great record. So I always wanted to see ZZ Top, and I finally got to see them. I think it was in the 90s, and they were killer. Maybe it was the 80s even. But the story today is going to be, that's kind of recent, from 2021, August 21st, at the Britt Fest in beautiful and historic Jacksonville, Oregon. Now, if you haven't been to the Britt Fest, it's seated in a natural amphitheater, which is nestled in the pines and the natural madrones in this beautiful setting of just wilderness. Not really wilderness now, but it's a mountain setting, and it's just really unparalleled. Really killer shows. Tens of thousands of people come to this place to see shows, and it's over the years, and they've had every name you can think of play there. So ZZ Top was going to be performing, and I was not going to miss it, right? So it was sold out. It's a 2,200 capacity event at the Britt Theater. The Britt Fest is 2,200 capacity. It was sold out. I was excited. And somebody tipped me off that kind of is in the music industry that if you want to come to the sound check, you can. And so I ended up showing up to said sound check on the day of the show, which was, again, on August the 21st, 2021. But then I started to check my records, and I thought, it says August 17th somewhere online. So I guess don't hold it to me, but I'm sure somebody's going to fact check me. So it's either the 17th or the 21st. What a weird deal, because there's videos that say conflicting things about this date. It's really irrelevant. But I went to the sound check, and I was like, wow, this is going to be interesting, because the late, great Dusty Hill, bass player for ZZ Top, had passed away, not even maybe, he passed away on July 28th. So not even a month earlier, he had passed away, and man, that was sad, because Dusty Hill, what a legend, right? They replaced him with somebody that had been a part of the ZZ Top family for about 30 plus years, Elwood Francis, and he's still a member of ZZ Top on bass guitar, and he was Dusty Hill's guitar tech, road guitar guy, like on the road, and his like right-hand man and good friend. So he said recently in an interview that he doesn't feel like he's part of the band. He'll never be a part of the band. He's not a part of the band, and that band is Dusty Hill's band. And he said he still feels awkward and strange having replaced his friend, because ZZ Top is a 3-piece band out of that good little old band out of Texas. And, on one hand, he's right. I mean, but he's wrong. He is a part of the band, right? But he's never going to feel like it, because nobody could replace Dusty Hill. He's just filling in for his brother, because Dusty Hill said, if I don't show up for the gig, make sure that it goes to Elwood Francis. So he literally passed the torch, guys. And so Billy Gibbons honored that and kept the band going. And Elwood Francis was the first person I met when I got to soundcheck. Yep, he came out of the bus and came kind of scrolling over with his like punk rocky looking scruffy hair, which is quite cool looking. Nice gray shade of silver, but spiky, almost like Billy Idol used to look like in the 80s, his hair, but his is like that naturally. He almost looks like a Muppet. Like it's like you want to go, hey, what's up, Elwood? But if you did that, he'd probably punch you. I don't know. He seemed really chill. He actually had a Bad Brains t-shirt on, which is one of my favorite punk rock bands, and I knew that he was a punk fan. So we talked about punk rock for 5 or 10 minutes, man. He was just chilling out. I was relaxed, and he was relaxed, and I was with my good friend David Valley, who plays guitar in a badass heavy metal band based in Medford, Oregon called Neon Chrome. Me and David Valley were stoked to meet Elwood Francis. He was cool enough to take photos with us, sign some stuff, non-ZZ Top related stuff, because he had only been in the band less than a month. So we talked to Elwood. He was super friendly and approachable, but he definitely was awkward about being in the band. And whenever I asked how it was being in ZZ Top, you could tell it was just like a very surreal place to be for him. But he's a great bass player. Nobody should be filling Dusty's Hills except for Elwood Francis, because Dusty said to do it. Also in the band was Frank Beard, who I did not meet that day, unfortunately. I have high respect for Frank Beard. He's awesome, a legendary drummer. Always liked him a lot and his style. But Billy Gibbons, he showed up. He came out of a different bus, and he came walking up with somebody, and then that person kind of walked away. And there's Billy Gibbons wearing a pair of pajamas. Yep, he's notorious for being eccentric like that. I'm not knocking Billy Gibbons at all. I think it's awesome. But he was so relaxed. He's out there with his big beard on and his shades. He's got his pajamas on. Or did he have his shades? I think he did. Oh, boy. There's a photo on my Instagram. bloodyf.mess is my Instagram. It's in really not of great importance here. But Billy was really cool. He saw my little dog, Jet Dog, and he literally was like, oh, I got to pet this dog. Because Jet Dog is super cute and a little Corgi Terrier from hell. I call her a Corgi Terror. But Billy thought the dog was cute. I said, hey, Billy, man, how you doing? He's like, how you doing, man? I said, is there any way you could get a photo and maybe sign my copy of the Fandango album right there? He said, you know what? I will. But can you let me just do this quick sound check? I said, man, thank you, man. And there's Billy Gibbons in his pajamas, carrying his badass guitar, walking as casual as can be. I'm like, wow, this guy's such a legend. I love Billy Gibbons. I have been a ZZ Top fan since I was 9 years old. Yeah, that's a long freaking time, my friends. So he does the sound check. We get to listen to sound check. It was cool. It was really neat to hear him doing some guitar stuff, you know, and it was just great. I don't recall him doing much vocals, just guitar. But I got to hear Elwood up there doing bass. I don't know who was doing the drum sound checking, unless Frank Beard somehow got past me and I didn't recognize him. Very doubtful. No, we were right there at the Britt Fest. So Frank Beard was not at sound check. What happened was, though, Billy came out maybe 15, 20 minutes later. He's an old pro. Doesn't take long to sound check, probably. And when he came back out, he reached down and pet Jet Dog, of course, and he grabbed my Fandango record and he signed a copy for me, and he signed it right here. If you want to check out Billy's signature on the record. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can, sure. Pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool to have him sign that for me, man. And he took a picture with me, and my great friend David Valley did take the photo. So cheers to David Valley if he's watching this. But again, Neon Chrome on Instagram and probably Facebook. Badass metal band. Back to the story. So we get the photo with Billy. He says, you know, some nice stuff back to us. We talk a little bit. I told him how Fandango is my favorite album, and he says, yep, it's a good one. I said, yes, it is, sir. And he went back with his pajamas on to his bus, and we kind of disappeared. We came back later for the show, though. Let me check my notes, guys, to make sure there's nothing that I'm forgetting. I think I said rest in peace to Dusty Hill, because I did mean to for sure. But the set list, which I did acquire, that they played that night, is in my hand. Yes, indeed. Elwood Francis comes out wearing his black shades and his fuzzy hair. Billy Gibbons comes out wearing his black shades and his like bandana with his hat on top. He's just a sharp-dressed man, right? They go into the first song, Got Me Under Pressure. What a great tune, man. Great radio song, too. Big hit. Waiting for the Bus was next, which is a great song about the legendary... no, it's not about Muddy Waters. Never mind. That's Jesus Has Just Left Chicago. But Waiting for the Bus was next, which is a legendary and old-time classic ZZ Top song. Jesus Just Left Chicago and is bound for New Orleans. Yeah, that was a song written about the late, great blues legend Muddy Waters. Man, I was singing along. And let me tell you, you can go to my other channel, channel, The Church of Rock, all one word, and you can watch ZZ Top performing the song Legs, in which I videotaped that night. Hey man, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel before I begin to give you the rest of the set list. And if you would like this video, or give it a thumbs up after you watch it, or right now, if you would, right down there. And if you leave a comment and perhaps share, I'd be very grateful. After they did Jesus Just Left Chicago, they went into Give Me All Your Lovin', All Your Hugs and Kisses Too. Yeah man, that was a huge radio hit for those guys. Then Pearl Necklace. We all know what that's about, don't we? If you don't know what that's about, let's just say it's got a rather sexual connotation to it. You'd have to figure it out the rest on your own. I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide from the DeGuelo album was next. I got to tell you something. DeGuelo, one of my very favorite ZZ Top records ever made across the board. Yeah, that early stuff's great too, though, so it's really hard to say which one's best, but DeGuelo rules. If you agree, tell me in the comment section. Come on, rockers. Also, after I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, I Gots to Get Paid. A great tune. Of course, I got to stop and say, Billy Gibbons is so underrated. I mean, I know he gets plenty of people that say, what a legend. But if you really sit and watch this man play, he's got all these great guitars. And I think the one he was playing, I'm not positive, was the red one that's shaped like a rectangle. But it's upside down, you know, like it's not horizontal, it's parallel, like this. What an idiot. I need to lay off the green and red before I do the videos. No, I'm joking, man. But Billy Gibbons is badass. When it comes to playing guitar, he is so engaging. Like when you watch him, it's almost like you get hypnotized by his guitar playing and his fingers, man. He's a legend. I could even see Elmo at times. Elmo. Did I say Elmo? I'm thinking about those damn Muppets, man. I'm telling you, it's a Freudian slip. Elwood. Gosh, what an idiot I can be. I'm not going to do an edit. No, not happening. Elwood. Gosh damn it. But yeah, they looked cool on stage. Elwood was watching Billy in awe a lot of times. And I'm like, how does somebody play bass so good like him and still watch that guy play guitar? Boy, his brain works differently than mine. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. After that, of course, 16 Tons, the song originally put out by Merle Travis, who was also a country singer and Hank Williams Jr.'s manager later. But he was not the one that made it really famous. That was done by the big, legendary Tennessee Ernie Ford. You got 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Sister, don't you tell me, 'cause I don't know. Oh my, never mind. Let's see, man. Then they did I Just Got Paid Today. Got me a pocket full of change. What a great tune, man. You got to give it up to ZZ Top. Those guys been around forever, and they rule. Rest in peace, Dusty Hill, man. You are definitely not forgotten. Sharp Dressed Man. Do you remember when that song came out? People of my age? Wow, that song was really kind of overplayed, if you want to know the truth. I think it was on MTV, right? And it was played to death. I got real sick of it, to be honest. That and Legs, I'm like, I love it, but God, give me a break. Anyway, you know, I love Sharp Dressed Man. It's a great, great song. Legs. Sharp Dressed Man, by the way, is one of those songs that's epic, to be honest. It's just they overplayed it. Legs, same thing. Overplayed, but that's the one I chose to videotape at the show that night. The band left the stage. We knew there was going to be an encore because with a class act like ZZ Top, they're not just going to leave you wanting more. They're going to deliver, and they did. They came back out and they did Brown Sugar. Let me let you guess who did that song originally. Brown Sugar, how come you dance so good, right? And then they did LaGrange, one of their most famous songs ever, and a song that I actually covered in my old band, the Renegades, back in 95, 96. That was fun, man, doing LaGrange. That was a heavy mofo. And then they finished the entire night of music off with the legendary song called Tush. Yeah, man, that came out as a single in, gosh, I don't even remember what year. I want to say 72, but I'm probably dead wrong. I'm not going to guess. Normally, if I was guessing right now, my OCD would take me right to like Wikipedia or somewhere in the world to find that exact date. But I know someone's going to tell me in the comments below. Hey, man, thanks again for listening to me yap, 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 bellyache, bellyache, bellyache. I'll be back soon for yet another true rock, punk, or metal tale. And again, if you could subscribe, man, I'd really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. and rock and roll.